Hey, what's up, Reefers? I'm Reefer Matt, and welcome back to the Reef Cave. Well, I got a frag swap I got to get set up for next weekend called the Reeforama Ann Arbor, and I thought I'd show you some of the frags and some of the things I got going on with that. All right, and here's the SPS tank. As you can see, I have a lot of frags I can make. A lot of these colonies are growing out, and I did make a few. So I'll show you in the frag tank. All right, first is the SPS frag tank. As I mentioned earlier, I made some frags from the 75 gallon. There's some jack-o'-lantern leptocerus there. Those are looking cool. What I did was I just got out my bone cutters and I just cut those. I didn't use a saw or anything, and it came out pretty good. There's some 24K leptocerus I've had for a while, and some, I believe it's called Frankenstein leptocerus. And here are some other Monteporas that I don't have this in the 75 gallon, but I think I'm going to add one in the back. I got one little spot that I'm going to add. And there's some Montepora digitata behind there. And there's also some Serietopora bird's nest back there too. I got one little frag of that pink stuff there. And one of the multicolor one there. As far as acros, I fragged this a while ago. That was from the 75 gallon SPS tank. A lot of these I'm growing out. As you can see from one of my last videos, let me zoom in here. When I frag this off, it's actually growing back now. You can see that the top of that's encrusting over, so that's good. And the top of it is right there. So that so far is working like a charm, and hopefully I'll see new nubs or something. But that's a little update on that. I have a few other little frags in here. There's some Acropora frags right there. Those green ones there. They got some nice long polyps. I'll be bringing a few of those with me. All I did was I took that to my saw and I just cut some frags and I put them on the plugs, and they're already encrusting. That was probably 3 weeks ago maybe. And it's already encrusting on the frag plug, so that's cool. And I'll definitely be bringing some bird's nests. I grow that stuff by the pound, and I have a bunch of miscellaneous ones in the back there, different Montepora and stuff. So I'll be bringing a lot of SPS stuff with me. With SPS, I just use bone cutters or sometimes the saw, but I feel a lot of times the cutters will do it. I got some more Montepora back there. I'll take the top off and show you. All right, I just turned the flow off. The fish are probably going to jump around because they want to be fed. But you can kind of see the frags a little better here. There's that Acropora that looks really cool. It's starting to get a little pink in the tips there, so that's cool. In the back there, got some Jedi Mind Trick. A lot of frags of that. That came from the SPS tank, the 75 gallon as well. And there's some other Monteporas. Actually, there's one of the Castaway right there, a couple of the Castaway. Those I just got. Those are pink bird's nests, so I'm going to grow those out. Just because I don't have any pink bird's nests, and I'll grow those out for the future. I like to do aquaculture rather than doing what some places do. That's my siphon over here, by the way. Let me show you something. I poke a little hole in it. I don't know if you can see it right here. So what that does is it breaks the siphon so I don't overflow my sump down there. So that's a little trick. That's a little side note there. That'll help you out with that. We got some more Montepora here. There's some crazy tea and some beach bum and a whole bunch of Montecap. As you know, I got a lot of Montecap in my tank. So I made a bunch of frags of that and the Halloween leptocerus. Like I said, those are looking really good. Look at that. Those are nice and bright and colorful. I always enjoy those too. And then there's some more of the Serietopora. And there's a new acro that I have that I'm growing out. New little, I don't know, I guess you call it a chunk, a mini colony that I ordered in. And there's another one right there. So those will be for the future. I want to get them acclimated, and then I'll frag them up, and I'll let the frags heal up in condition, and maybe by the next swap. But for now, I'll just have those green ones and a few other miscellaneous ones over here that I've had for a while. You know, and also lots of Bacillopora too. I grow that stuff by the pound. I'll be putting some more of those in the frags. I have a couple on the frag plugs back there already. But I usually pretty much give that stuff away because it's good grower and it's not too invasive. This kind isn't. So that's the SPS that I have. Like I said, I just use the bone cutters, sometimes a saw, but not really. Like on these big thick acros, I use the saw. But for the most part, I'll just use my bone cutters. The stuff cuts up pretty good. Then you'll just glue it to the frag plugs. So I'll be bringing some of those with me too. And as you can see, a lot of these are growing out already on the sides here, which I wanted. Pretty soon I'm going to have to separate them because they're going to start touching. Whoops. So I got to make some room in this tank because I don't want to start up another SPS tank just yet, but hopefully I can share some of these, and I always do really good prices on my coral, and make a little room so I can separate these guys a little bit more. But those are the SPS frags. Some of those I'll be bringing with me. All right, so here is the Softy Frag tank. My Zoas are still recovering, but they're doing much better now that they got these lemon damsels in here. But I'm not going to take these with me just yet. I'm going to let them heal up and monitor them for another few months, and then maybe the next swap I can make some more frags and they'll be ready to go. But I will be bringing things like this pulsing xenia here and a lot of this green neptia. I got to do something with this toadstool soon too. And I'll see how many of these mushrooms I can get. Mushrooms, I try to just put some rubble down and let them land on it themselves. This one right here is attached to my rack, so I got to figure out what to do with that bounced one there. But that one, I don't know if I want to bring that or not, or keep it, but we'll see how it goes. But and also I put, like I said, I grow bird's nests by the pound. I put a bunch of bird's nests in here just because I ran out of room in the SPS tank, and it seems to be doing okay. I'm shocked, really. The nitrates are a lot higher in this tank, but so far, so good. So I might just backfill my SPS, things like that in here. I'll just keep them away from the softies so they don't fight. But yeah, with this tank, the only thing I'm going to be bringing is the xenia, the neptia, maybe some shrooms. I'll let the zoas here, just keep observing them, let them heal up, but they're looking a lot better, so I'm happy with that. I think the lemon damsels has really helped me out with that. And oh, also there's some little, these are supposed to be Fiji yellow. They'll probably be yellow and white light, and I'll be setting up a white light section in my tank, so hopefully those will look cool too under the white lights, but I'll be bringing those toadstools with me as well. All right, and here is the LPS frag tank. I'm going to have a lot of these coming with me to the swap. So what I do, this one, I do use the frag saw, which is, it's kind of dark, but over here, I got it open so I can let it dry out. But these guys have brittle skeletons, sort of like chicken bones. So if you try to cut them with bone cutters, a lot of times they'll splinter and they'll shatter vertically, and it can rip the polyps and kill the corals. So I usually will take those to the saw and cut them on the saw nice and flat. Or if I can, I'll cut them low with some bone cutters, and it might split a little bit, and then I can finish it off on the saw if it didn't go all the way up. But I really like to use the saw for those. Same thing, I made a torch frag here, which is doing really good. Look at that. It's about 2 heads on that one, and that's a head down there. But that's doing really good. Usually with torch corals, when you frag them, it seems like the polyps come out more like that. They poof up a little more when they're not all grouped together. So, because you can see just the one polyp on the right here looks almost bigger than the other 2 that are on the other frag there. So that's doing good. I got a bunch of hammers here. I'll be bringing some of these with me. Hammers are similar. I like to cut the skeletons on the saw. But they make hand saws too, so you don't have to spend, the $400 or whatever for a bandsaw. They have little hack saws you can use. You just want a nice clean cut. Now, I got some Goniapora back here, and I'll also show you a top view of these too. Those Goniapora looking cool. This one I got to frag up some more yet. I'm letting that do its thing. I have some Alleviapora back there I'll be bringing, and I got some of these clove polyps I'll be taking with me too. Clove polyps are nice and easy. You don't have to worry about any polytoxin or anything like that. You can just chop them up and glue them down. Those are real cool and looking real nice. This is a frammer, so it's kind of a mix of a hammer and a frog spawn. So I made a little frag right there. For some reason, it's not completely open right now. And I went ahead and ordered some zoas that were already aquacultured. So that way I at least have some zoas to offer, because zoas are a pretty popular seller, and I love zoas. So I'll show you those from the top view. All right, I just turned off the flow. Oh, and there's that yellow torch too. Someday I'll frag that, but I am enjoying the heck out of that thing right now. I never really got into torches, and I just ordered that in a wholesale order, and yeah, it's looking really nice. I like it, and I'm not even a torch guy. Anyhow, here are the zoas. I'll be bringing most of these with me. There's just a couple that I want to grow out, but I put them in this tank just because I had issues with the zoas in the other tank, and I didn't want to, get anything on these or whatever. These have the same issue, and so far these are great. I dipped them when I got them. There was nothing on them. I've been watching them, and so they're good to go. So I'll be bringing most of these with me. I got some other frags back here, some Dragon Soul. Also, this trachea right here, I'll be bringing with me. It's on a 3D printed stand. It's got a cone bottom, and there's that hole again that the snail's trying to plug up for my siphon, like I mentioned earlier. But I'll be bringing this with me. See if anybody wants that. But I've learned a lot. That guy really likes to eat, so I feed that coral a lot. I got some Dunkins here, lots and lots of Dunkins. Dunkins are cool. They grow pretty quick. So I'll be bringing a bunch of those with me. Same thing with all these candy cane frags here too. Yeah, I'll be bringing some of these A-cans. A-cans you do have to cut on the saw because they're all like one big skeleton, and you got to cut in between where the polyps are. But I'll be bringing a couple of these with me. There's a cool, maybe I'll bring this one too, this frog spawn. But there's a few other little miscellaneous ones in here I'll be bringing. But I've just been enjoying growing these out. Some of them browned out on me because of the change in lighting, because they came from the other tank, which has Kessels. But they're starting to come back. Like this guy back here, you can see that that's getting colorful. That was browned out for a while. So you can see that one is too. But they're starting to get their color back a little bit. So that's, that happens. I won't be fragging those anytime soon. But I just wanted to show you what I got going on. Oh, there's some tongue coral here too. Those are neat. I've never had those before, but I'll be bringing some of those. But I just enjoy having all these different species of coral, and I like to learn about them and see, what happens with different flow and different lighting, and when I feed them, and pretty much got a handle on these guys. I just got to color them up a little more, but I'll be bringing some of those with me as well. All right, and here is the tank. This is my display tank. That is like my very first sign for this. I have a much nicer one that goes over that, but that one's ironed on there. But this is my tank, my display tank for the show. This is my rack and my price tags that I printed out. I made these on my 3D printer. I'm not sure how high I'll go with certain prices, but I just bring them all. And then I have little dividers right here that I use, and that divides the grid up into sections for the different prices for coral, because I like people to see what the prices are, so that way they don't feel like they have to engage in a conversation if they don't want to. They can just see what the price is, and if they like it, then they can just say, hey, I'd like to look at that one. I just think it's an easier, better way for people to buy things if they know the price right up front, rather than maybe they just don't want to have a conversation. And I made these little cool pointer things too, so that people can point to the coral that they're interested in. And my little Eiffel Tower in the back there. But that's the tank. I think it's like a 24-gallon. It's acrylic tank. I suggest always doing acrylic tanks if you're gonna go to a frag swap and not chance breaking a glass tank. And I like to bring freebies and stuff with me every time I go to a swap. So I asked the kind folks at saltwateraquarium.com to help out, and they gave me some goodies to give out too. So I'll be doing that at the swap as well. All right, so the containers that I like to use are these urine cups, I guess you call it, specimen cups. And I made these little racks at the bottom here. So not only will it hold the coral in here, if you get 2 or 3 of them, real nice, but it also sinks, so you can put it in your tank if you want, and it'll sit in the sand. So it's kind of a free little mini frag rack with every purchase. But I like these containers because they're waterproof and they're durable. However, not every frag can fit in them, especially tall ones like those right there. So with those, I do have bags in bigger containers as well. I have those bigger, like a snack size. But I really like these for most of the little frags because they're waterproof and they're durable. So people could just put them in their bag and they won't have to worry about things spilling out. Well, that'll do it for this video. I just want to thank all of you who support this channel. Really, it's just me, a dude in his basement. I do some frag swaps every once in a while, but you know, I don't have any ties to the industry. I don't want any. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm Reefer Matt. Thank you for watching, and happy reefing.